Hello friends, today we are going to talk about one of the most famous stock in wire and cable industry, that is nothing but Polycab industry. Polycab industry has fallen from its top almost 30% after that IT raid news came. However, after that it has recovered by almost 15 to 18%. Now many of the investors ask about this question of what to do with Polycab from here. So this question is asked from Mr. Ashok Gupta and Leena Mehta. They asked what to do with Polycab stock from here. So, guys, today we are going to talk about as a stock how I look like, no, as a fundamental level, how the stock look like, and from here whether you should hold, buy, or sell. That is what we are going to talk in detail. So, welcome everyone, and let us go and start talking about Polycab industry. So, let us understand first how is the stock reacting after that news, and what is the price chart currently of Polycab. So talking about Polycab, if you can see here, if you see the last 5 years, this stock has given a return. It is one of the best performing stock in wire and cables. You can see from 644, it has gone up to almost 5,600. Okay, so almost 9 times it has gone up. However, after that, you know that in last 1 year or during that news came in January, and it has fallen to almost 3,878. So almost 30% fall has happened from the top, and from here again it has recovered almost 17 to 18%. Again, when you talk about Polycab, yes, it is one of the most well-known stock and one of the best performing stock. Now let us do one thing first. Let us talk about in fundamentally how the stock look like and how the operation it is, and then we'll talk about ratios, management, and complete outlook. So talking about that, how the stock look like and what is the current operation. So if you see the Polycab stock, no, actually, if you see here, no, it is spread across the India. Almost there are 4,300 authorized distributors. As I told you, it is one of the largest wire and cable industry and one of the most performing company in last few years. Again, there are almost 25 manufacturing plant, one corporate office, four regional office, nine local offices, 23 warehouses, and seven experience centers. So they have everywhere across India. It has been spread. Again, their manufacturing capacities in Halol and Daman, Roki, Nasik, and Chennai. Again, guys, this stock, this company has an international revenue model also. So they are having they're in quite a good amount of our number of countries. However, the maximum business is coming from North America. There is 46%, 20% from Europe, 14% in Asia, 11% in South America, 6% in Australia, and 3% in Africa. This is how the international business look like for Polycab. When we talk about the product-wise breakup, their main product is wire and cables, which is almost 87.8%. Yes, so major, you can say, revenues coming only from wire and cable, and that is their main business. Again, other is FMEG, but a small portion of 6.7, and others are almost 6%. Again, location wise breakup, guys, almost 93.8% is from India only, and 6.2% is from outside, that is international level. Distribution channel, again, business to business is having the maximum 65.5%. B2B is nothing but business to business, where they are directly supplying to the businesses. Again, B2C, that is business to customer, okay, that is all 32.9. So major part is coming that they are sharing with the basically directly dealing with the businesses. Others are 1.6. Again, operating profit margin, guys, as the wire and cables are almost 87.8% of the total product. So the major profit is coming from wire and cables, almost 93.3%. Okay. And other is 6.7. So you can see the wire and cables is their main business. When we talk about this company, no, Polycab is having the maximum shared, almost 16% share in the wire and cables. Then is RR Cable, that is 5%. KEI is having almost 8%. Finolex Cable is 6%. Havels is almost 8%. And VGuard is almost 4%. So you can say Polycab near to is no next competition. It is almost double the market share, and that is why no it's a big daddy of wire and cable industry. Even if you see talk about ROE, ROC, Polycab is one of the having a very good ratios, almost ROE 20%, which is equivalent to other good companies. However, if you talk about ROC, they're almost 27%, which is one of the highest against the all the competitors, and that's why Polycab was always been given a premium compared to other wire and cable industry stocks, because it is continuously performing very very well. Okay, now let us talk about the press release which has happened, that is on January. Then we'll talk about the ratios and everything at the end of the day. But talking about the press release, you know that income tax raid happened in January, and there was an evidence found indicating that flagship companies unaccounted cash of 10 billion. 10 billion is nothing but 1,000 crore rupees, which are not recorded in the books of accounts. So that was the main accuse. No, you can say no. The main evidence was that yes, 1 billion, that is 10 billion of no, almost 1 crore, 1,000 crore rupees was unaccounted cash, and that was the allegation given by the, no doubt, press India, and also no, some of the income tax agency also, they started doing the raid and all that, but still the notice is not received by the company. Again, the evidence of unaccounted cash payment of more than 4 billion, almost 400 crore rupees made by the distributor on behalf of flagship company towards the purchase of raw material has also been seized. So this is what been seized by the income tax. Again, non-genuine expense in the nature of subcontracting, purchase and transport action, totally 100 crore rupees have been identified. So lot of allegation was kept. Even the income tax authority has done lot of raid in Polycab, lot many units across India. Still, they have not given a formal conclusion. What is the evidence, and also know what is the end part. Like, what is the verdict of the income tax, and still the company saying that they have not received any notice from the income tax authority regarding that. So that this acquisition, whatever they are putting, no, it's correct and all that. So this is what is completely a gray area for Polycab, and that is one of the reason of why the stock is little bit, no, not going up also, not going down also. People are not knowing about that, what to do with this stock. So this is one of the biggest gray area of Polycab currently, because if it is proven right, then it's a big question to for the management. And because see, everyone thinks that Polycab has one of the best management. Now if this is really happening, then something is really going wrong in the company, and that's why, most of the broking house and all that, no, they are slashing their prices, and also the stock has fallen. But now of course it has recovered. Now let us talk about the outlook of a company and everything. But before I go, let us understand how is the result over the time. Okay, and how the company has performed. So talking about that, if we go and understand about the result, if you see the quarterly result, the quarterly result is actually no steady only. You can see almost 417 crores, 430 crores was last quarter. Now it is 417. Again, the sales is steady only, correct? Even the margins and everything. So EPS is almost steady, or quarter to quarter. Year to year, there is a very good jump. You can see slowly from 3,900 it has jumped almost 14,108 crore by March 23, and it is having year to year a good jump. You can see here the profitability also going steadily up. That shows that yes, the company is doing well. Even if you take trailing 12 months, it is having a very good profitability. So nothing wrong in the sales part and the profitability, but the company is doing well. If you talk about the compounded sales growth, the compounded sales growth is almost 16% in last 5 years, and in last 12 years, 12 months, it is almost 22%. That is very good. Even if you talk profit growth is almost 42% in last 12 months. Again, 5 years 28, and 3 years 18. Stock price also in last 1 year is almost 56%. Even though the stock price was fallen, then also the stock has done well. Okay, 3 years it is almost 53%. Even the ROE, if you see, it is 20%. So overall, if you see the history and the ratios, things are much much better for this company, and they're able to deliver a very very good result. Okay, now let us talk about the management, what they think about and what is the outlook. And at the end of the this video, no, we'll talk about the valuation part. So talking about the management, so what management is saying and what is the outlook. So talking about the outlook of Polycab, guys, the Polycab, if you see here, the international business was muted during the quarter due to ongoing transition of Polycab business in the US to a distribution-led business. So there is a change happening at a US level business, and that is what bringing little bit slowness in the you can say you can say the profitability and everything. Okay. Again, ongoing war between Israel and Hamas has blocked the Red Sea transportation route to the for the company, doubling its supply chain to 6 weeks. So you know that Russia-Ukraine crisis, sorry, Israel-Hamas crisis, and also Red Sea. There is an conflict going on in Red Sea, and as a result, no, there basically supply time is almost getting double, and that is what also impacting the margins. Again, management expects some quarter three revenue to be rolled forward to quarter four due to longer lead period. So कुछ sales जो whatever is going to happen in quarter three will be carry forward to quarter four also because the lead time has increased. Again, guys, the wire and cable business remain positive to continuous public and private capex. You know that India is booming, infrastructure is booming. Just now we got 2 days ago 8.4% GDP growth rate. That means now across the businesses are growing, and you know that Polycab has the major business to B2B, business to business, so they are positive on that. Again, ongoing war between Israel Hamas block Red Sea consolidation, so that is why we already spoken this doubling time is happening the supply chain. Again, another main thing you have to understand is the Polycab maintain a working capital cycle of 51 days, which is within the comfort zone of 50 to 60 days. So somehow they are able to maintain that 51 days working capital cycle, so that's a positive thing. Again, domestic business showed a volume growth of 20%. So basically, that is a very good growth. Okay, company expect robust growth in coming quarter due to government capex and increase in infrastructure. So yes, 20% growth rate is there, which is very good. Again, company might overshoot its capex guidance of 800 to 900 crore rupees in 24, and financial 25 the company expects to incur capex of 600 to 700 crore rupees because the demand is so high. They are on their capex. Okay, they are having a very good capex, and this is what is helping currently the expand also. So they are not going to cut down at the capex part, and because the see, of course, the demand is that of course they will go for the capex. Also, guys, understood that the PIL, that is, the taxation point of view, sorry, the tax rate I am talking about, has now what the company is saying, they have not got any written communication from the income tax department yet, their verdict and all that. This continues to be an overhang that being closely monitored. Any negative development related to this can impact sentiments around the company for the long term. Now, this is the main point, guys. This is where the things comes to an no consideration that what to do with this stock. If this really is correct, and if they are getting any notice from income tax, and if this allegation whatever on put on Polycab comes correct, then it's a big question mark about the management, and no, it will hit the sentiment. So that is what you have to keep in mind. And because at the end of the day, as domestic business is going to show a good growth, so everything is good about the company. The only problem is whether they are able to deliver that or not, and also more than delivery, whether this management is coming clean out of that income tax rate allegation and all that. Okay, so that you have to keep in mind. Now let us talk about the valuation of a company. So talking about the valuation of a company, let us compare with the peers, and then we'll talk about the future prospects. So if you talk about Polycab, guys, as we've spoken, Polycab is one of the having the best ROC, almost 27% compared to KEI is 25.8. RR Cable is having 15.8, Finolex 18, Paramount 13. So much better. Even RO is almost 20, which is equivalent to some of the companies like KEI and R Cable. Again, RO is 14,776. Book value, so current CMP on book value is 10 times. Of course, it is little bit on a higher side. Current CMP on sales is 4.29. Against KA is around 3.74. The P is around 43. Okay, which is then also it has come down because the stock price has corrected. Stock price, that's why the PE has come down. Earlier it was much higher. However, KI is almost 52.7, RR is almost 88, Phenolics is almost 26. So PE is corrected. Now, when we talk about the business and what the growth will there, if you see last 3 years also, the company has given a consistent growth. Now, assuming that yes, the growth is there, the revenue growth is more than 20%, and the EPS growth is around more than 20%. The main thing is how much P you can give. Now, as it is showing 43, even if you take 35 to 40 P, there will be a little bit of uptick from here, because the P ratio will be determined on based on what the market is giving a weightage and a premium of to Polycab against the competitors. Now, because of this tax problem and whatever is happened, no, this is where the things goes on a haywire, because यहाँ क्या हो जाता है कि पता नहीं चलता कि करना क्या है, okay, कंपनी को. And when this type of thing happen, no, this is where no things goes on a toss, things literally go on a toss. So as an investor, what you should do, as an investor, my suggestion will be, guys, to be little bit careful that whether you should go with this stock or not. Again, let the result of the income tax rate come, and then you can decide what to do with this stock, because if it is going on a negative side, then it's a big problem. At this current level, the price are already there. So my take is always that no, be careful, be neutral, and no, if you hold the stock, you can hold it if you want. Otherwise, fresh buy I'll not recommend. Why should we go to a stock now where something is not in our hand, and no, we are depending on someone else's verdict? So let the verdict be out. Let it be a clean slate. Then you can decide. So that is what I'll tell you. If you hold the stock, be careful what the verdict is giving coming, and if everything is okay, then we can think about buying this stock also. Otherwise, at this level, completely no. So guys, this is what I think about the Polycap. Of course, this is my view. Please do your own study before investing. And guys, if you like this video, do like this and share this video to everyone possible. And I'll see you soon in the next time. And any stock you want me to analyze, put it in the comment box. I'll try to cover next time. So see you then. Bye bye.